Everyone, it's me, Alegra. I'm super excited today to hop on and share some beauty and makeup hacks that I get so many questions about, and that is how to stop under eye concealer creasing. Who doesn't hate when you put on your makeup and it looks so gorgeous, and then within a few, it could be minutes to hours, it starts creasing up, you start seeing wrinkling under your eyes, separation. And so I'm here today to share exactly how I have stopped that happening for myself, for clients that I've worked on. And I know so many of you beauties had written to me and asked me my tips and tricks on how I do stop that and prevent under eye creasing. So I'm so excited to share my top tips and tricks on how I do that today. And if it's your first time here, hi, my name is Alegra Chetti. I hope you'll subscribe and stay in touch. We have tons of makeup, fashion, giveaways, and fun going on. So definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell and you'll be notified when I upload my next video. So before I get into the actual techniques that you can use to stop your concealer from creasing, I just want to start by first mentioning it is of the utmost importance which concealer that you do use. So there are so many concealers out there, and if you do experience under eye creasing, if you have more mature skin, if you have wrinkling under your eyes, you'll definitely want to choose a more moisturizing liquid concealer. It's of the utmost importance to use a concealer with the right formulation of ingredients and to apply that concealer in just the right places, which I'm going to show you in a moment. You don't want to use a concealer with a drier formulation, which in some instances it could be beneficial to the look that you want to create. But when you're on a mission to stay creaseless, you definitely want to reach for those liquid concealers that are hydrating and nourishing. So now let's get into my techniques that I like to use to prevent under eye creasing. So before we even apply the concealer, you want to start by using a nourishing and hydrating skincare product like this one here from Plexaderm. This is the Plexaderm Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. It is 100% pure and it is absolutely phenomenal at prepping the under eye area, so you will have less creasing and a more plumper and fuller under eye space to work with. You want to use a moisturizer like the Plexaderm, which promotes a hydrated base for your concealer to be applied to. So you want to make sure your canvas, which is your skin, is as plumped and hydrated as possible. And this Plexaderm is, for me, the ultimate at doing that. Because Plexaderm is super moisturizing but also oil free, it's going to give you a plumper under eye area, although I am going to apply it to my whole face, but I do specifically apply it under my eyes. It's also going to help with elasticity. So the Plexaderm is super amazing at giving you a fuller and smoother appearance, and it's just going to make the canvas for us to apply the concealer to just that much more smoother. It feels amazing. It has a gel-like texture, and I just love applying this. Like I said, I do apply this all over my face, but when you have under eye creasing, you want to make sure and go ahead and use a product like this under your eyes, because it is going to just make the most perfect smooth base for your concealer and your makeup to rest upon. What I really love about Plexaderm Hyaluronic Moisturizer is that it sinks almost instantly into your skin. So in the past, I had used different products of this sort and they just didn't sink in, and the Plexaderm just melts into your skin and it feels so incredible. I've never seen the plumping and the smoothness from any other product besides this one, so that's why I love it so much. I just love putting this on. It feels so incredible, and it definitely gives you a more youthful appearance. So you want to make sure and get it really close to your under eye area. This is very soothing and it does not irritate your skin, so it's amazing for sensitive skin as well as drier skin. It's also amazing for oily skin because it is oil free. What I love about using Plexaderm as my moisturizer under my makeup is that it will not wind up making my makeup separate throughout the day. So even the under eye concealer will stay put and any makeup that you have on your face will stay in place as well. And it just makes your skin so soft. I hope you can see, but I just feel like my skin is so much brighter. It's just instantly hydrating, instantly plumping. So it's just absolutely phenomenal. And then now when we apply our concealer, it's just going to make the most perfect base. And now I like to go in with a primer. Now, a lot of people assume that primer is only for your face, but you can actually use a primer under your eyes as well. And it will make your under eye concealer last so long and also prevent creasing. One of my favorite primers to use is this one from Tatcha. have. This is the Silk Canvas Primer. And so now you can apply the primer under your eyes. So most people do think that you can only apply primer to your face, but you can go ahead and apply it and smooth it under your eyes as well. And this is so nourishing, so hydrating, but it is also a primer for your skin. This is going to also help in preventing any creasing under our eyes. It's going to make our concealer stay in place, so it's not going to be separating on you. It's also really great if you take a small concealer brush and you can really apply it under your eyes. If you have a lot of wrinkling under your eyes, if you have very deep set wrinkles, taking a small concealer brush with some primer on it, a hydrating primer like this one from Tatcha, is going to make all the difference in the world in how your concealer lasts for you and how it prevents creasing. You can also apply it to any other areas of your face, specifically packing it on those areas that tend to have creasing. Then I'm just going to press this in with my small beauty sponge. The key here though is make sure you use a hydrating primer. All of the products that we're going to use on our face to prevent creasing are going to be those that are hydrating, are nourishing. So you don't want to use any products with any harsh ingredients. So the Tatcha primer is amazing, super hydrating, has amazing high quality ingredients. So now that we have our under eye prepped and ready to go for the concealer, I'm going to go ahead and move into using a hydrating, nourishing concealer. And one of my favorite ones is this one here from NARS. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this one is very creamy, so it will not wind up drying out your under eye area. Now, when you apply your concealer, you want to apply it strategically. You do not need a lot of product, and you don't need product everywhere. So now you take your concealer and you only want to apply the concealer to any imperfections. So you don't need to apply the concealer so close to your lash line where there is generally a lot of kind of wrinkling, a lot of fine lines will be directly under your lashes, under your lower lashes. So you don't need to apply concealer there. You only need to apply the concealer where you would like to cover any imperfections that you have. So personally, I like to cover this space here because I do have some hollowing, I do have some discoloration, so I'm going to cover up that. And then you just want to pull it out here as well, and that's just going to lift your eye. Although if you experience a lot of creasing, you can also just skip using it in this area. But basically you want to apply the concealer just where you have any imperfections. Now, I like to conceal my under eye circles because of, like I said, the discoloration and the hollowing. So you do not apply the concealer right under your lashes where there are those fine lines and where most people do tend to experience creasing. So we're going to avoid that area, and we're just going to go ahead now and blend out the concealer that we just laid down. And I'm going to take a very small damp beauty sponge, and you just want to make sure that your beauty sponge is dampened and clean. And then right before you use it, you just want to take a tissue and sort of squeeze out any excess water so that your beauty sponge is not too wet. So very gently, you just want to tap the product, the concealer, into your skin. So you just want to take the gentlest of motions and just blend upwards and out. And as you can see, we didn't need to get so close to the lash line. The product blended on its own and did a great job of concealing and covering those dark circles and imperfections. So the key also is that you don't want to use too much product. So you want to keep that in mind. You just want to use a minimal amount of product to get the look that you want. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more concealer, and as you can see, I'm just putting it down here now. I'm not even going anywhere near the under eye area too much because this is where the dark circles are, this is where the hollowing is, and that's what I want to conceal. Generally, we all pretty much want to conceal that hollowing and the dark circles. So as you can see, that did a phenomenal job. It just melted into my skin because the Plexaderm made an amazing base for the concealer. The primer, we used the lightweight concealer, and so as you can see, it's totally concealed now. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye now, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now, in terms of foundation, you can apply the foundation before the concealer and just use these same steps. For today's look, I'm going to apply the foundation now, and so let me go ahead and do that. Now again, while I'm applying the foundation, I'm not going too close to my under eye area. I'm going to stay away from that area right under my lower lashes that tends to crease up, and I'm just going to focus this on the center part of my face primarily, and I'm just blending it very gently into the concealer. But again, we're not going to go near any area that tends to crease. So I'm loving that. I actually just used the Charlotte Tilbury Healthy Skin Foundation, which I absolutely love. And now we're gonna set the concealer and the foundation. And I have a new product here, which will definitely help to alleviate that creasing as well. And it is the NARS Light Reflecting Powder. Now, of course, you can use any setting powder, but this is a phenomenal setting powder because it is a microfine mineral powder and it is infused with glycerin, which is hydrating. So this is actually a hydrating setting powder. So it also has vitamin E in it to help combat any dryness, and it will also help skin to feel comfortable so you won't have a tight feeling under your eyes with this powder from NARS. So you just want to take the smallest amount and tap it right into the cap. And then I like to use a fluffy eyeshadow brush. And this is just going to be very precise and apply just the smallest amount of powder to our under eye area. So I'm going to go ahead and tap my brush into the translucent setting powder and tap off any excess, and then just gently tap it under your under eye area, and this is going to set and lock that concealer into place. And then I'm just going to bring it down into the T-zone area and just build it up slowly. So you want to go in with one application, and then when you feel comfortable, you can go in with another. And then I like to take a fluffier brush and we'll just set the rest of the face. And then finally, we want to take our setting spray, and we're going to use setting spray to lock in our look. And this is definitely going to help prevent any creasing throughout the day. Your makeup is going to last super long, and you're not going to have separation, and your skin is just going to be hydrated, feel comfortable, feel amazing throughout the day, and most importantly, prevent that creasing. So I have my Alegra Chetti Beauty Mist here, which is also infused with glycerin and lots of all-natural skin-loving ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a spritz of this right now. So this is the finished look. I went ahead and added some blush and a little bit of highlighter, but this is everything that you will need to prevent under eye creasing, to prevent your concealer from creasing. So to recap, you want to make sure and start by prepping your skin with an amazing hyaluronic acid or moisturizer of your choice. I prefer to use this one from Plexaderm, and it is oil-free, super hydrating, plumps and restores your complexion, so it makes an amazing base for your makeup. Then we want to move into using our primer and make sure to reach for a nourishing and hydrating primer. All of the products that you want to use are of course nourishing and hydrating. And so this one here from Tatcha is amazing at nourishing and hydrating and priming your complexion. You want to make sure and use a hydrating and creamy concealer like this one from NARS or this one here from Clinique. These are so hydrating, so nourishing, and will definitely help to prevent creasing. We want to make sure and use a great quality setting powder, and this one from NARS is infused with vitamin E and glycerin, so it's definitely going to be comfortable and nourishing on your delicate under eye area. So finally, we want to make sure and reach for our setting spray, which will lock everything into place, keep you creaseless all night long. And of course, I love my Alegra Chetti Beauty Mist, which I did create. It's filled with those skin loving ingredients that hydrate, nourish, and plump your complexion. It makes your makeup last all night long, so it's super amazing, and it has all natural ingredients, so it's good for your skin. So that's pretty much it for our video today, how to stop under eye concealer from creasing. I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks. I hope that they work out for you as well as they have worked out for me and clients that I work on. So I would love to see your looks. If you do try any tips and tricks from today, definitely tag me in your looks on Instagram at Alegra Chetti or at Alegra Chetti Beauty, and I would love to share your looks. So definitely tag me in any looks you create using these tips and tricks that I shared today. So thank you so much for coming and spending time with me today. I hope you're all doing good, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.